The attire tells you we are not in Toronto. We are in Orlando, Florida. Paul Jones and Sherman Hamilton. Welcome back. And Sherm, this 5-0 start, a one-of-a-kind so far in franchise history due to a number of reasons. And let's start to get into them. I would say, first of all, last night, or the Wednesday night game in Oklahoma City, it really says to me, this is why you play defense. The fact that you had a 31% shooting percentage at the end of the first half, but yet you had a 1-point lead, all due to the defense.
No question about it, and we've seen this story repeated a few times in this early part of the season. The Raptors have been able to hang around in games because of their defense. Even when their offense looks dismal at times, they found a way to scrap it, to hang on, to stay close, and then their offense kicks in and they have some key guys getting the job done. But I will say this, Dwayne Casey has preached that message. They've done a good job defensively, and even though Oklahoma City shot 48% against the Raptors, I tell you what, early parts of the game they were shooting way higher than that. So the defense got better and tougher as the game went on.
Sherman's interesting because Oklahoma City, the first opponent to shoot above 42%. Raptors have held 3 of their 5 opponents below 40%. They did that only 11 times all of last year. The defense has been great. The turnovers they've been creating. But as you said, the offense picks up, and the 2 guys leading the offense, normally in the backcourt, DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, DeMar DeRozan has been excellent late game situations against Dallas. We saw him struggle in terms of the foul problems. Then we saw again against Oklahoma City, the defense that they were playing, they were physical with him, kind of took him out of his rhythm early, but late in the game, fourth quarter, 10 of his 28 points in the fourth quarter. DeMar has been able to keep it locked in, stay focused, even though things aren't working out early in the game. His maturity, his strength, the confidence he has in himself, and the confidence his teammates have in him really help him get the job done late game situations.
Well, Sherm, you heard that last night or Wednesday night after the game. Kyle Lowry was just gushing, effusive in his praise for DeMar DeRozan and his play, and the backcourt has been terrific, but they've had some help up front too. I'm noticing a maturing Jonas Valanciunas, taking his time. The defensive changes have held him closer to the basket. He's been pretty good with rebounding. He's been challenging shots. Jonas has shown some improvement as well.
Yeah, and he's been giving more responsibilities, and he's been able to step up to the challenge. And you can really see that the leaders on this team, DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry, they have some trust in Jonas. Yes. Late game situations, they're willing to give him the ball and allow him to do his things. I thought defensively against Oklahoma City, especially late in the game, he was excellent. Yeah. He protected the rim, the principles of verticality, used his size, used his length, accepted and absorbed contact, and didn't drop the hands and foul anybody. He created a lot of problems for Russell Westbrook when he was attacking the rim. That defensive part of Jonas's game is something that Dwayne Casey has been preaching for years, and he's wanted to develop that. Jonas is coming in and done a great job on that end, but offensively, he's been very responsible and extremely active when he's gotten his opportunities.
Well, Sherman, it's interesting because people were decrying the fact that Jonas didn't play late in games last year, and now he's on the floor, and I think he's improved. But you also have to look at the role players that have been brought in, the guys like DeMar Carroll, Bismack Biyombo. I mean, Dwayne Casey favors a lineup right now. I think one of his favorites is the 2 guards, Kyle Lowry and Corey Joseph, then DeMar and DeMar Carroll up front, along with Biyombo for defense, and they sprinkle a little offense in Valanciunas. And the role players, those guys I just mentioned, Scola, they've done a terrific job in this start.
Yeah, they have. They've really done a good job acclimating themselves to the situation. And Dwayne Casey and Masai Ujiri did a good job of going out and getting players that fit the personality of how this team wants to play, beyond a skill level. And I think that, to me, is an intangible. Guys who come in will play their roles, accept their roles, and just fit around the guys who do their jobs, like Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan. DeMar Carroll is a godsend for DeMar. The fact that he can defend those big bodies. Bismack Biyombo comes in with toughness, his relentlessness on the glass, and his desire to block and alter every shot possible. And Corey Joseph, I thought against Oklahoma City, his intensity, the way he went after Russell Westbrook, didn't relent in terms of the pressure that he put on him. And when you're playing against guys like that, you have to have guys who are willing to stay in the fight. DeMar Carroll did that with Kevin Durant, and I thought Corey Joseph did a great job of that with Russell Westbrook.
Well, Sherm, let's expand on that point when you talk about mental and physical toughness. With all due respect, I don't think last year's Raptor team would have had the mental, maybe not even physical toughness to overcome the deficit in Dallas and win there, and then certainly in Oklahoma City. And you talk about Corey Joseph, you know, mental, physical toughness. He's conditioned to play against OKC when he was with the Spurs. And you just saw it. DeMar Carroll told us in the locker room, he told DeMar, you don't have to worry about guarding the other team's best guy. I got that. And that has developed that mental, physical toughness. You saw Biyombo step to Russell Westbrook and say, no, you're not going to come through me on a screen like that. This is something that Dwayne Casey's been preaching, and he's got a team in his own image, Sherm.
Yeah, you're right. And I think when you talk about that kind of toughness, you have to go find it sometimes. And I think what the Raptors have done is they found some key guys that bring that toughness to this roster. You mentioned Biyombo, there's no back down. Corey Joseph, absolutely no back down. And Damari Carroll, we know he's not backing down. And to me, that kind of toughness elevates the overall toughness of your team. And not only physically, but mentally, hanging in there, staying committed. We heard guys after the game against Oklahoma City saying, we're not panicking. We're going to stay within what we do. The defense is going to build, and we're going to get our chances offensively. And a lot of times people forget when you're talking about being tough, if you're not mentally tough, you can be as physically tough as you want. But in those moments, those crucial junctures of the game, you have to be mentally tough. They have some guys that provide that.
You can see the Toronto Raptors going for 6-0 Friday night on Sportsnet 1 at 7 o'clock. The radio call on TSN 1050. On behalf of Sherman Hamilton and field producer David Leader, thank you for watching.